Hello my spooky cupcakes and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm doing this demon hand look. Let's get into the video. I've flattened out some plasticine clay. This is going to make it nice and easy for when I go ahead and put it over top of my finger. And then I'm dipping my finger in a little bit of flour that's going to make sure that the clay releases nicely from my finger and does not stick. So once you got that all floured up, you're just going to wrap that plasticine around your finger, and then I'm going to bend my finger in the shape that I want that to be. So I did kind of like a claw hand with my fingers. And then once I have it nice and situated, I'm just going to move that clay back and forth and just kind of wiggle it off of my finger nice and slowly. And then go ahead and repeat that on each of your fingers. Once all your fingers are done, you're going to want to make your gelatin mixture. So I mixed equal parts gelatin, water, and glycerin, and then I put some black food coloring in it and just mixed it up, and then heated it up for about 12 seconds to get it nice and warm. I'm going to pour the gelatin mixture into each of the finger molds slowly. Definitely pour it in nice and slow. The first one, I poured it in too fast and it got everywhere. So definitely pour it in nice and slow, and then I like to just kind of tap the mold on my desk just a little bit to try to get any of the air bubbles out of it. And then I let them sit overnight. You don't have to do that. You can let them sit. They'll go ahead and dry out probably within an hour, and then you can just go ahead and peel them. Once they're all dry, I'm just going to peel off all of that clay. And once all the clay's removed, now you have a mold of your finger. I wanted to make fingernails for these, so I'm using some Ellimorph Plastic, and I'm melting it down in a cup of water, and I put it in the microwave for a few minutes. Then once it cools down a little bit, I stretched it out and then cut it into the shape that I wanted. Unfortunately, that was actually not in view, but here you can see the shape of the fingernail, and I'm just gluing it down with some super glue, and I'll be doing that on each of the individual fingers. I'm painting the fingernails with some alcohol activated paints. I'm just using the black paint. However, I would definitely recommend using a different color because it all just ended up blending in together. So it's really hard to see those fingernails. Maybe like a deep red, or maybe you want to do like neon, or I think rainbow would be really, really cool. Just some ideas. I also want to say that this look is inspired from Max, and they also have their own video as well. If you want to check out their stuff, I will link it down below. Once your fingers are all prepped, I'm just going to be putting some Prozade on the end of each of the fingers with a cotton swab and situating them on my head like so. Let it dry for a little bit, and of course these are a little bit too heavy, so I'm using some liquid latex, and I'm going to go around the base with liquid latex, and then I'm going to be putting some pieces of tissue all around that. I would definitely do smaller pieces, which is what I do later on. Don't do long ones like this. It was a lot more difficult. You don't have to do that. So just do like small pieces and wrap it around. I did about 3 to 4 layers, so it'll just depend on how heavy your fingers are on your face and what you feel like you need. So I just do 3 to 4 layers of the tissue and latex, and I'm going to be doing that on all of the fingers. Once you have all your fingers attached, you just want to pat each of those with some translucent powder. This is going to get rid of the shine and prepare them for what we're going to be putting on top of them. I'm going to be applying some foundation right on top of that liquid latex and tissue. This is going to blend it right into my skin so you don't see the tissue and liquid latex. With black body paint, I'm going to start painting on top of the tissue that we started covering up the finger. So just to bring a little bit of that finger back, I'm just going to be going on top of that with the black body paint. I popped in my sclera contacts, but unfortunately they made my eyes start watering, so I just started adding some black body paint on top of them to make some tears. I ripped up a little wedge sponge and I'm going into some red and purple cream paint to start making some bruising around each of those fingers. For the blood, I'm using some coagulated blood and I'm just using the little brush that comes with it, and I'm brushing that all around the base of each of the fingers, and then I also thought it'd be cool to put it on the fingers as well, so I put a little bit of that on the fingernails and a little bit on the fingers. And then I also grabbed another like liquid blood, something just super simple, and I added a little bit of liquid blood around those as well just to make them extra bloody. If this look wasn't black enough, I decided that I wanted my lips to also be black, so I'm just painting them in black with some body paint because I am out of lipstick that's black, so body paint works. And this is a completed look. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to give it a like and subscribe, and I'd love if you shared, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!